Hi guys, and welcome to my update for my pack that I made for Unreal 4. This was my first pack and I made some changes to it yet again. Now let's take a closer look. At this vehicle first. It's APC Puma. In the past we had this woodland version, this skin, desert skin, also with RPG armors. And now we have a Black Ops skin that you really wanted, and I made this one for this vehicle also with RPG armor. Now let's drag it here and explain some changes to it. First of all, you can you can use the particle effects. Now what this means is that if you check this box on, the particle effects will be spawned on the wheels. In the past you could use that, but I didn't use it personally because of my cards at the Radeon really don't like particle effects for the Unreal, and it gives me major slowdowns. I don't know why. The particle effects are really simple, but now everything is okay and we can use it. We have a RPG armor. What the armors do is add some additional protection to this model, and actually it's a fully functional protection. And now if we go to the health, here you can see health, armor left, armor right, and 20% is added to this model. Actually, if we shoot this side, it will need a couple of shots from this gun to destroy this armor, and you can change the amount right here. It can go from 1 to 100, and yeah, so if we destroy this side will be available, and we need to destroy both sides actually to damage the model. But if we hit the turret, the armor will not be used. So yeah, it's a more realistic. You can toggle lights on and off, and what does mean is that you start with the lights on when the level starts. I don't know, maybe you have some dark map and you want your vehicle to start with the lights, so yeah, you can do it. This is the second most requested thing. It's a use vehicle without the character. If we check this on and auto possess this vehicle, actually the engine and all of the sounds will be played properly, and maybe you have some level that you don't want to run around and actually possess this vehicle and start with this vehicle from the start. You can toggle this little checkbox, and in your level blueprint auto possess this vehicle and you are ready to go. Use free camera. It's a camera system. If you uncheck this, you will be approximately here with the camera, but if you use the free camera, you can rotate the camera around and beneath the model. The default is on. This is the most requested thing that I get from you guys for my models, is use invert pitch. Actually that was possible with project settings, but now you can toggle this little checkbox and your pitch will be inverted, and you can use it any way you want it. So yeah, use cockpit camera. This is the little camera position right here. It's a commander seat that you can toggle to be usable on and off. And actually we have a health bar. This is the health of the vehicle. You can change it to the 100 health refresh rate. This is the rate that is filling the health when it's not damaged. You can change this one, I don't know, from 0 to 1000, I don't know. Health refresh cooldown. This is the time that is needed model not to be damaged, and health will be starting to replenish. You can hide the health widget if you don't want it. And yeah, this is the health armor for the RPG fences here. And let's now say something about the physics of the vehicle. In the past this was 8x8 vehicles, but only 4 wheels were simulated, but those 2 wheels were copied. Now I change physics to be really 8x8 vehicles, and all of the vehicles have a torque power. And yeah, let's drive it around and see how it behaves. And yeah, we can see the particle effects for the asphalt, and if we go off-road we have these particle effects, and now they are working properly. Now this is a truly 8x8 vehicle with active suspensions, and yeah, it's a pretty cool vehicle to drive around. We have impact particle effects if we hit something. And let's go inside the turret camera. I made some UI changes. First of all, on the left we have a elevate of the gun. We have a distance tracking from the turret. For example, if we target this hill peak, we are 420 meters away, and that can help with that targeting. I changed the body and the gun size to be smaller, and I kept the vehicle speed on 72 kilometers. And yeah, I forget to include with my vehicle this, and if you go really long on the straight line you can go pretty fast, but now you are kept on 72 kilometers. Also, I added another option to this vehicle. It's a boost. For example, if we go from 0 and hit the shift, we will engine power, but after the boost expired we will actually cut the engine power in the health, and that is the message that is saying engine non-functioning, but it only lasts for a couple of seconds, and that is to prevent overuse of the boost again. And boost only can be activated if you go below 60 kilometers per hour. If we go over it, and actually we have a red UI, and that is telling us that the boost is unavailable. But if you go below, you can hit the boost. And yeah, boost is really useful if we get stuck somewhere, if we have a really steep hill that we want to go fast, just like that. You can hit the boost and some additional power will be diverted to the engine, and yeah, actually you can overcome any obstacle. And because it's a 8x8 wheel, it will not get stuck. So yeah, guys, this was the APC Puma. Now let's go inside the turret, and again I have something new. I added this border when you are in the turret position, and it really helps with immersion, like you are really looking through the small windows on the turret. And I was actually wanted to implement this long time ago. I was playing with textures, instead. But it just hit me that I can use the models, and actually this was a small thing that is really nice to see, and it really brings immersion, like you are really into it. Also, I added a compass. I replaced the old compass with this new one. It's a more standard version, and my vehicles will always point the north. And yeah, it's a standard, I don't know, PUBG compass or any compass in existence. And yeah, we can shoot the vehicle, we can reload the gun, we have a smoke screen, usual stuff. And another function that I implement with this vehicle, when previously firing secondary coax gun, or I don't know, any gun on my vehicles, for me there was something off. There was particle effects for muzzle flashes, there was ejection particle effects, I don't know, there was sounds, but one thing was missing, and I quite didn't know what is missing, and it suddenly hit me. The bullet tracers were missing. Simple particle effects that I forget to include, and now we have a bullet tracer to the cox gun, and actually the cox gun can be overheat. So yeah, there is a particle effects for a bullet tracer, simple thing that I forget to include in my vehicles, and I will update all of my vehicles with this effect. Also, I need to update my vehicles with a new HUD or UI elements like compass and elevation of the gun and some good stuff. But yeah, now there is that feeling that I think nothing is missing from firing this coax gun, and it really brings immersion to the model. Yeah, those was just simple things that just hit me. Yeah, I was thinking what was missing, and this little window and this bullet traces really brings some immersion to the model. And yeah, like I said, it really helps with immersion, like you are really looking through this window. And yeah guys, that was the latest Puma. I think that I tell everything what was new in this model. In short, new UI elements, bullet tracers, fully functioning with acting suspension, 8x8 wheel, boost option, multiple skins, RPG armor, and you can everything change from this blueprint. And yeah, and you can even change the overheating mechanic of the secondary gun. Here you have a cooldown. This is in seconds how long the bullet will be cooled down, and add heat. This is the amount of the heat that we are adding to coax gun before it overheats. If you want to disable overheating, just hit 0 and you don't have overheat. If you want to lower how fast the secondary gun will overheat, you enter maybe 0.1 or 1, but the default is 2. So yeah, that was APC Puma. Now we will take a look at this model. It's a LSV Rhino, and just like before, we have two skins. We had this woodland skin, we had this desert skin, and I added the black ops skin for you guys to use. Now let's drag it here and say something about this blueprint. Just like before, you can change the skin: woodland, desert, and black ops. Now we have this use tab. You can use the digital gauge, and if we go inside, we will have this floating digital gauge that you can actually use if you are in VR, or I don't know, you want for any reason have a digital gauge, you can use it. But just to say that this gauge is fully working and it's accurate, and these little gauges are working too. So yeah, you can use this. Use particle effects. I already said that what it's doing. It will spawn particle effects on the wheels. You can hide the turret. Use the turret to hide it. Now it's a transport vehicle. You can start with the lights on, just like before. You can use the back hatch, and actually this hides this hatch when you are not using it. So maybe you don't want this hatch to be here, you want your player model to shoot from this vehicle, or maybe you want to put some crates inside, I don't know, you can hide this hatch. Use machine gun. What is that doing? If we check this on, you can actually move machine gun from any position. For example, if you are in cockpit, you can control the machine gun even if you are not in machine gun position, because I don't know, the driver is here, you need another person to fire this. But if you want to fire and drive at the same time, you just check this little checkbox. Default is off because this is not a system with a monitor inside it, like on my previous vehicle, and actually you need a soldier here or guy to shoot this. So for me it's a natural thing to switch between the cockpit camera and machine gun camera to use it, but if you want to drive and shoot the same way, you can use it. Use throttle when in turret, and this is another thing that you can use it. For example, if you are in this position, you can drive it and shoot it from this position. It's unrealistic, but you can use it if you want it. So use vehicle without the character. I already displayed that. So basically you can start the level with this vehicle and you don't need to run around and possess it. Use invert pitch. Again, if we check it out, the pitch will be inverted on and off. And we have a health, refresh cooldown, health refresh cooldown, and hiding widget. And secondary gun overheat, just like on the Puma, you can change how long it takes to gun to be overheated and how long, how many bullets it will fire before overheating. So if we want to disable overheating, just type 0 and overheating is disabled. Default is 2. Also, I made some physics changes to this vehicle, mainly on suspensions and on the top speed. Let's drive it just a little bit. Oh, I spawned here. Yeah, we have a fully functioning doors like before. So yeah, this is the inside the camera. We have a working lights. Let's take to the shooting range. I really like this shooting range. And fire. We have a zoom in, zoom out option. And yeah, the gun is overheating. If we stop shooting, and yeah, I added bullet tracers to the pistol caliber as well. Now let's check out this use machine gun and to see just light tracers. So now we can use the machine gun even when we are in the driver's seat. And yeah, we have light tracers. Again, I say really nice effect, and it's really simple to implement, but I forget it. I don't know how, I don't know why, but I am glad that I remember to include it. And I need to update my vehicles in this particular thing. So yeah, we have a overheating mechanic, overheating particle effect, toggle lights on and off. We have working indicators, and actually let's now take a look at this vehicle. This is a Sparrow. This is a light scout, and I made some changes to it, mainly for the flight model. I optimized some blueprints, and actually now we will start with these monitors off. I forget to make some changes to the blueprint in the previous versions. You will start with this vehicle on, and if you even leave the vehicle, they will stay on, and that was unrealistic, so I changed. And just like two vehicles, we have skin. In this version we have this digital pattern skin, and we have this standard marine skin. And you can invert the pitch, use without the characters, and of course change the help, just like in my previous vehicle. And yeah, let's take it for a spin. So yeah, now the monitors are working correctly, and just like two vehicles, we have a working bullet tracers. And we have a new compass, and some changes to UI, minor changes to the UI element. But also I included a new particle effect for rockets. Actually, we have now tracers, trace smokes, tracers. I know it's just like a bullet trace, but for rocket it leave trail. Yeah, when I implemented the bullet tracers, oops, I actually exited the vehicle and now it's destroyed. But yeah, we can demonstrate the destroyed version of the vehicle. So yeah. Let's take it again, just to say all of my vehicles, there is a destroyed version of them. If you destroy them, shoot them, they respond with the destroyed version. I will show them shortly. So yeah, miniguns, and actually I changed the spawn rate for the rockets. Now it's correctly, we have a 14 rockets. If we shoot, we have a 12. In previous version, actually we had 13 rockets, and actually shot was calculating one shot, one rocket, but actually one shot is two rockets. And yeah, I added this bullet, this smoke for rockets. It's a pretty neat effect. Pretty simple effect, but it really brings something more to the blueprints. Of course, we have ACM decoys that we can deploy. And yeah, it's if you ever play the Battlefield games, the controls are exactly the same. I kept the vehicle speed, so now you cannot go really crazy speeds if you are flying for a long time. And I changed some physics when landing. Actually now the landing is more smooth. You cannot flip the helicopter around, but you can slightly move it just to go from tight spots. And again, I said this is not realistic movement of the vehicle. I managed to copy the Battlefield 3 and Battlefield 4 movement, and I think that I came pretty close. So you can actually land. Pretty nice. Yeah. And here goes that the particle effects. Slow down some, I don't know why. Just sometimes kicks in, sometimes don't. Really don't know why. And if we hold the right mouse button, oops, I crashed again. If we hold the right mouse button, we can move around the cockpit. So yeah, this is the AH Sparrow, and with this I hope that I explain everything that I managed to do with this pack again. And just to say thank you guys for purchasing this pack and all of my vehicles. I will continue to update and support my vehicles. Everything new that I learn, I write that down, and when there is enough stuff to be updated, I update the packs. In the short, for this vehicle I update the physics, UI elements, new model for the turret and boost options, blueprint optimization, lots of stuff I did with this vehicle new. For this vehicle, some physics improvement, UI elements, handling, and new skins for the Puma and Rhino. For this little chopper, I changed the materials for the monitors, changed some physics aspect for the movement and some blueprint optimization. And yeah, I added bullet tracers to this pack, and I need to update all of my pack with the bullet tracers. So again, thank you for purchasing, and if you have any questions, or especially if you find any bugs, please send it to the support email. I need those bug reports to fix it. And yeah guys, see you in the next video. Thank you. And I forget to say the most important thing for these vehicles, that they are now fully that you can use it really fast with your custom characters. We have this blueprint vehicle enter for each vehicle, and in the description will be a link how to use it with your own characters. So yeah, we have this blueprint component for each of the vehicles, this, and where is the Rhino? And this blueprint component is responsible for integration with your custom characters, so no more complicated nodes. Actually, you just plug this component to your character and copy some nodes from my character. I will demonstrate it. You just copy this and plug blueprint components to your character, and you are done. I will leave a video how to do it in the description. So yeah, I forget that, and I'm really sorry, but yeah,